Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're getting into something lots of people ask about, safety certifications. You hear OSHA 30, NEBOSH IGC, IOSH Managing Safely thrown around. It can get pretty confusing.
It really can. They sound similar sometimes, but they're actually quite distinct.
So our mission today is to, pull apart the key differences based on what we found, make it clear what's what.
Exactly. Understanding these distinctions is honestly super valuable if you work in safety or even just around it. We'll break down purpose, level, recognition, and the best use case for you.
Okay, great. Let's kick things off with the OSHA 30-hour training. That seems like a good starting point.
Definitely.
It originates in the USA, right? And primarily recognized there.
Spot on. Very U.S.-centric. Although you do see multinational companies acknowledging it sometimes.
And it's typically aimed at supervisors, foremen, site leads, people like that.
Yeah, that's the target audience. It's about equipping those leaders on the ground.
And it's, 30 hours, as the name suggests, often over a few days.
Usually 4 or 5 days, yeah.
But here's something interesting. I saw no big final exam. It's more about quizzes and participation.
That's a key point. It's very focused on U.S. regulations, OSHA law specifically. Think USA-focused, compliance-based training.
Compliance. Makes sense.
And yeah, no massive exam. It's more about engagement, making sure those supervisors understand the immediate rules they need to follow. Less about, deep theory.
And it lasts forever, lifetime validity.
That's right, no expiry. And cost-wise, you're looking at maybe $200 to $400 US, roughly.
Okay, so very specific to the U.S. context then.
Pretty much.
But what if your ambitions are, more international? Is there something for that?
Absolutely, and that really brings us to the NEBOSH International General Certificate, the IGC.
Right, NEBOSH, UK origin, but this one travels.
It really does. Strong global recognition. You see it a lot in the Middle East, the UK, obviously, Commonwealth countries. It's quite widespread.
And who's this one for? Not just supervisors.
No, this is generally for people building a career in safety. Safety professionals, HSE officers, advisors, that sort of role.
Okay, so a step up. And the time commitment reflects that, I guess. It's longer.
Oh, yeah, significantly longer, like 15 to 20 days of training, sometimes spread out over maybe 1 to 3 months, depending on how you take it.
Wow, okay. So what makes it so much more in-depth?
Well, it covers hazard and risk management comprehensively. It's built around international best practices, things aligned with standards from the ILO, the International Labor Organization.
Gotcha. International standards, not just one country's rules.
Exactly. And the assessment is different, too. It's an open book exam.
Book and book.
Yeah, plus a practical risk assessment project. The idea isn't rote memorization. It's testing if you can find, interpret, and apply safety knowledge in a realistic way.
That sounds quite practical, actually. More expensive, though.
Generally, yes. You're probably looking at somewhere between, say, $600 and $1,200 USD. It's really seen as a globally accepted professional safety qualification.
Okay, that's clear. OSHA for U.S. compliance. NEBOSH for a global safety career. What about the third one? IOSH Managing Safely. Where does that fit?
IOSH. Good one. Also from the UK, like NEBOSH. But this one is positioned differently. It's more entry-level global recognition.
Entry-level. So for people maybe not in safety roles full-time.
Exactly. Think line managers, team leaders, maybe staff in other departments who just need a good, solid grounding in safety basics.
Right. So they understand their responsibilities.
Precisely. It's shorter, too, usually just 3 to 5 days.
And the focus? Still regulations or?
Less about specific regulations, more about basic management-level safety principles. General awareness, how to spot hazards, why risk assessment is important, that kind of thing.
Makes sense. And the assessment? Easier than NEBOSH?
No, definitely. It's usually a straightforward multiple-choice test and a small project, often a basic risk assessment, much simpler.
Cost-wise? Back down near OSHA levels?
Yeah, pretty much. Similar ballpark, maybe $200 to $400 USD again. It's really that entry-level course for general safety awareness.
Just giving managers the tools to not mess up, basically.
Kind of, yeah. Avoid the common pitfalls. And while it doesn't technically expire, the suggestion we saw is maybe a refresher every 3 years or so, just to keep it fresh.
Okay, this is starting to form a clear picture. So the big question for anyone listening is, how do you actually choose between these?
Well, based on everything we've looked at, the guidance seems pretty direct.
Lay it on us.
If you're aiming to work in U.S. construction or general industry, especially in a supervisory role, OSHA 30-hour is likely your best bet. It's tailored for that.
Okay. U.S. focus, OSHA.
Right. Now, if you're serious about building an international career in HSE roles, maybe targeting jobs in the Middle East, UK, Europe, Asia, NEBOSH, IGC is really the path. It's that professional benchmark.
Got it. Global career, NEBOSH.
And finally, if you're a manager, a team lead, or even just someone who needs a solid foundational understanding of safety principles in any industry, but not as a full-time safety pro, IOSH Managing Safely is probably the most suitable choice.
Perfect. Basic awareness for managers, IOSH. So wrapping it up then. OSHA 30-hour is your U.S.-focused compliance ticket. NEBOSH IGC is the deeper global professional qualification. And IOSH Managing Safely provides that essential broad safety awareness, especially for non-specialists.
That sums it up nicely. But, one final thought, perhaps.
Okay.
The world of safety, the knowledge, it keeps changing, keeps evolving. Choosing a certification is important, definitely. But it's also about continuous learning, thinking critically about what you specifically need for your role, your industry, your goals. It's not just about the certificate on the wall, but that ongoing development. Understanding why these courses are different helps you make smarter choices for your whole career journey.